And somehow, for the third time in just 12 games of the 2025 season, the Hawks have played, the Hawks have won. 3-0, top of the ladder. The lid is off, just about. Well, let's talk about the win over Carlton. Now, I do want to make these a little bit more structured, so I'm kind of going to do this as an early thoughts, what I liked, what I didn't like, and then some later thoughts, and that will be the video. So let's go with the early thoughts, and this is going to be about the team as a whole. I was just really impressed, again, kind of like the Sydney game, well, and the Essendon game as well, I suppose, but the maturity of the Hawks to absorb the best or the best version of what their opposition threw at them, not get overwhelmed, and then proceed forward was really good to see. I've said in the Sydney game, I said it in the Essendon game as well, that the Hawks have got about 35 minutes of shit footy in them, and so far they haven't been punished for that. It's going to be interesting to see how that holds up against the Giants next week, but for the opposition that we've played so far, can't ask for much better than that. The ability of this defensive group to galvanise around either a struggling midfield or a forward line that maybe just can't quite put it together for a significant period of time is massive, awesome, and that entire back six were outstanding. One recruit in particular took the absolute PI 55, but we'll get to that a little bit later. I thought Sam Mitchell didn't overall have a great day, and what I mean by that is that there were times against Sydney where he outcoached Dean Cox. I thought there were times last week where it was really obvious that he outcoached Brad Scott. It didn't seem that obvious that he outcoached Michael Voss. Yes, the Sicily forward thing worked and then didn't work and then worked again, which is good, I suppose. But overall, the Hawks took what was a scrappy night and visually, again, not the greatest looking game in the world, and that's kind of been symbolic of all three of Hawthorn's games so far, which, hey, if you're going to play ugly, win ugly, and the Hawks have done that in spades so far. When it all comes together in pretty fashion, holy shit. I thought it was a really impressive win. I really did. I was fully set up in that second quarter to go, well, we got the rub of the green last week. We're getting absolutely shafted here. And then pretty much from the Dylan Moore in the back onwards, the entire rule book for both went out the window. And again, the bit of the game that's really annoying and borderline upsetting to watch, whether you're a fan or not, is that when the whistle goes, the first thing you're wondering is, what was that for? Like, if you're sitting at home, which I understand not everyone sitting at home is going to get every decision right, but when you're consistently asking, who's this free kick for? That's not great. And also, if we want to speed the game up a little, instead of blowing the whistle and dramatically taking your time, blow the whistle, say the team's name first. So if you blow your whistle, Hawthorn, free kick, holding the man, Lloyd Meek, bang, point that way and go. That should be the way. The advantage rule was a crock of crap both ways. It was so infuriating. But that aside, Dazzling's okay boomerang, old man yelling at cloud style. Let's get to the positives. Now, this is actually going to be hard to do. Not in a cynicism kind of way, right? I promise you that's not the case. It's that I only kind of have one negative in terms of player to talk about, and that's the poor bugger that got injured, Connor McDonald, with what could be a low, medium ankle sprain. I'm not a doctor, though. A mate of mine who is a physio, though, went, that's what it looked like, so if it's wrong, sorry, Jack, but that's on you if that's wrong. And it's such a shame, because not only is he a ripping lad, not really that matters, but it's always a good thing to be a good person, I would like to think. He's just such an important part of Hawthorn's structure. And outside of that, I thought the fact that Guinea went up the ground, got around the stoppage to get himself involved after he only had 2 disposals in the first, I think, 48 minutes of footy was awesome. So shout out to you, Guinea. But everyone else was a positive, like genuinely. Harry Morrison, like nullified. One of the top 3 wingmen in the comp. Blake Acres did nothing. Well, he flopped, but he did nothing. Like, on the day, right? The Jai Newcomb was Hawthorn's at least second best on ground. You can go with BOG. I wouldn't. I've got another Hawk in mind. Jai was definitely second for me. He was great. Jarman Impey had some really good moments. Sicily, down back, did not a lot. Up forward, did enough. Genuinely enough, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. He was good. He was fine. CJ was incredible. 20 touches. Used the ball really well. In the group chat that I'm in, I gave CJ a bit of a rocket, to be honest, for the stuff he was doing without the ball. It was just like 2 not great things in a row. Other than that, he was superb. Connor Nash in the middle was awesome. Will Day got into the contest, got tackled about 12 times in that first quarter, but it showed how clean he was at the contest. Yes, Dylan Moore was quiet, but of his first 8 disposals, 7 of them were score involvements, including a goal. It's a pretty good conversion rate as far as I, know. Blake Hardwick played the ultimate swingman role. Kick 2, went back, was great. Massimo D'Ambrosio with that left foot is borderline arousing to watch, for crying out loud. Lloyd Meek, for 3 quarters, got the absolute shit kicked out of him. In the last quarter, beat Tom de Koning. Was a big reason why the Hawks got momentum in the middle of the ground. Tick there. Jack Gunston. My God, you can't buy experience and footy IQ. I'm sure there were games last year that proved this point as well. But if someone ever wonders why we got him back from Brisbane, just show them what he did. And that will tell you, case closed. Finn McGuinness, I don't know what it is about his old man's jumper, but him and a number 20 has turned him into a defensive force. He will do 1 or 2 things a game that make you go, I'm not sure that's in your limitations, Finn. But what he was able to do on Wiedering was outstanding. I think I accidentally skipped Marby or Chol in my jumper number order for this game. Chol was fantastic. Kick 3, he was the best tall forward on the ground by a mile. He was so clean below his knees. His field kicking was insanely good. Whew, scary. I know. Josh Weddle was the king of the almost night, but what he did so well is his pressure acts were still up. Yes, the marks weren't going to plan. A couple of his kicks weren't great. Was he bad on the day? No. Because everything he did without the footy was gold. I don't think Josh Ward has played a better game than this. And yes, I know I said last week, Josh Ward ain't it. And then I saw Josh Ward not just try to give out a handball and sometimes miss the target. I saw Josh find space for himself and use the footy. Bang! Beautiful. Looks like a really good, could be really good AFL player. Looked really solid. No issue with him staying in the side for the next 2 months, if that's what it takes. Cool, awesome. Put my hand up. Overreacted to him last week. I'll cop that. That's absolutely fine for me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to skip some names here by mistake. Cam McKenzie, next up. His first half was unbelievable and found some composure. His legs are moving quicker than his eyes are, and it is improving him as a player exponentially. Love it in every which way. I spoke about Guinea before. The way he got up the ground was really good. The Wizard. Let's not give the Wizard any set shots from 45 or further out because he still runs to the right. Other than that, he was the best small forward on the ground tonight. Jesse Motlop was very good. Very good. He really was. The Wizard was better. And then Tommy Barras, who did what Tom Barras does. He's not in a crap side anymore. He's not there for statistics. He's there to be a brick wall. How'd Charlie go? Exactly. How'd Brody Kemp go? Barely remembered he was playing. Barras gets a tick. And if you're wondering, Daz, you missed someone pretty significant. No, I didn't. The best till last. Josh Battle was the best on ground for the Hawks. And you can't convince me otherwise. He's worked with the ball, without the ball, composure, the sidestep, the setup, the way he played back shoulder, the way he played front shoulder, the way he used his body in the air, the way he used his body on the ground, the way he was solid below his knees, the way he was able to run back defensively. He did it all. Perfection. And if there's anyone I've missed in this, I am very sorry. I don't have anything else to say. Just everyone was fantastic. So what the hell am I going to make out of the negatives? Because it's not the players. It's not the coach. It's not the result. Yet there's still a massive negative that did my head in all night. And I'm going to rant about it. So let's do that. Why does David King hate Hawthorn? I've got KO. And I don't have free-to-air TV on my TV, or actually, I think I do. I just don't use 7+, to be honest. So I listen to the Fox Footy commentary. I think Jack Rewalt is improving as a special comments person massively. Time will do that, right? Brad Johnson, always good. Matty Hill, the best caller in the country. The best caller in the country. In fact, I think footy commentary is nearly the best it has been in a very long time. Jared, Hutto, Matt Hill, we've spoken about. The guy whose name I'll put down here that I can't remember, I think it's Corbin, someone Middlemass, I think might be his name. He's a bloody star at this as well. And that's before you get to a couple of the Channel 7 guys, depending on how you feel about Alison Nicholson or a couple of those guys, which is good, great, love all that. I think footy commentary is in a really good spot. The only two complaints I've got is stop calling spoils fistings or fisted. It's weird. Stop doing it. However, back to Kingy. All right, for the first quarter and a half, was treating Patrick Cripps like prime Chris Judd, which was weird, considering for the first half, Carlton didn't lead pretty much at all. And then by the end of the game, Cripper was very easily, like with quite a gap, not the best midfielder on the ground. And I understand, I really do, that Tom De Koning put together 3 quarters of really good footy. I know that. But like, mentioned nothing about any of the Hawks. Like, Jack Rewald even said at the end, we barely spoke about Jai Newcomb tonight. Bloke had 32 touches, 9 tackles, 9 clearances, 11 score involvements. How the hell did you not talk about him? So all I need to know is just why, Kingy, please, if you watch this, I love you as an analyst on Fireball. You and Cornsey is some of the best footy media out there. And maybe this was a one-off, but on a game that it was just frustrating to watch, not only the conditions, but the lack of execution was kind of an annoying night, and that just added to it. I think we need to turn Eddie Betts' mic up as well. I think that's a thing that needs to happen. And then last but not least, as a thing that annoyed me a little, is can we, for the love of Christ, reduce the time between goals being kicked and the ball being bounced? Like, you talk about quarters being shorter. We could wipe easily 2 minutes a quarter with not nominating for ruck contests and making it 30 seconds between goal kicked and ball up. We need ads. Yeah, we need a better game. And that's a really easy way, without fundamentally changing the fabric of football, that we can bring that in. So, not a lot of negatives to talk about in that regard, to be perfectly honest with you. And bringing up the free kick count. Yeah, I wouldn't really do that. Carlton did not lose this game because of the whistleblowers. I reckon 3 posters and 3 behinds from goals between 0 and 25 probably had something to do with it more so. Yes, the Hawks won the free kick count. Yes, the Hawks got some that weren't there. Number 1, so did the Blues. Number 2, again, similar scoring shots, guys. 12-8 to 8-12. I don't know. Take your chances. Game might be closer. Anyway, that's enough for me. Unfortunately, I actually won't be here for the entirety of the weekend. It is my beautiful partner's annual family camping trip to commemorate the passing of her dad. So I am going away with her and her family, leaving Friday afternoon after work, coming back Sunday evening. Going to try and catch up on as many games as I can. I pretty much will not be sleeping on Sunday night. I'm still going to try and get as much out as I can in terms of the round review, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't know what I was trying to do there, but fingers crossed, 2 long-form videos. Might do a Tuesday and a Wednesday, depending on how that goes. I don't know, but I'm going to give it a go. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. Daz is departing cell phone service with the Hawks 3-0, which we will be for the entirety of this round, because GWS have the bye. The lid's off. The Hawks have got levels to go, and we ain't even the finished product yet. So that was fun. Hope you enjoyed as a Hawthorn fan, or if you didn't, I hope you enjoy hating us, if that's what you want to do as well. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to join the Daz Talks Footy family. I will see you after a really cool weekend. Fingers crossed your team goes well if they haven't played yet. Ciao.